Morning. Happy Taco Tuesday yesterday. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Word of the day is Eustacy. Hope a change of sea level throughout the world caused typical movements of the Earth's crust or melting of glaciers. As climate change continued to change, scientists have observed ongoing Eustacy. So Eustacy is a word of the day. Onto our S&P 500 heat map. We've got a lot of cooling over here. Costco, Walmart, PG&E, Coca-Cola are up, Amazon, Tesla are up, and consumer cyclical. Home Depot, AbbVie, Netflix, Apple, Broadcom, and Microsoft are up. So that is kind of the story. FedEx and UPS are up as well. Those were our FedEx was our stock of the day, and our ETF of the day was transports. So this is Eustacy. And moving on, let's take a look. If you're concerned at all about a hard landing happening, maybe a crash in September or October, you might want to think about moving your hard-earned assets that you built a lifetime building up your retirement, so it doesn't happen in like 2008, where your 401k turned into a 201k. In this plan, when the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you don't lose money. It only goes up. Right now, you can get 25 to 45% bonuses in certain accounts. And as you can see, index investing bobs and weaves with the market. And this beats index investing by about 5% per year. So that is the story there. Let's go to our indexes, our charts. This is UPS. It's up almost 3% today on the move by FedEx on its earnings. Kind of surprised everybody, I guess. Big jump up almost 15% today. Moving into the pivot buys area. You can see this Darvis box delineated by the dotted notes here. And it is definitely clearing that. Nicholas Darvis said only buy when it clears the box area. And William O'Neill said to buy when it gets 10 cents above previous high, so that'd be 291.37. That's just cleared that, so that would be the buy area. And on the gap ups, you can buy, and as long as it doesn't go below the low of the gap up, safe to continue to hold. So that is the story there. Let us go to our dollar index. Dollar index continues rising. Silver, I think it would continue falling. It's down a little bit. Has filled this gap. We'll see if it can come down and fill this gap down here at 25. We have an eventual target of 23. We'll just see if that happens. Gold, gapping down today, down 0.79%. Copper, down slightly. Look at our ETF. Wow, it continues up. And let's take a look at 2 or 3 others. Tech, slightly up. Freeport-McMoRan, slow to come up. Freeport-McMoRan is down slightly. And Southern Copper pulling back to its 10-day moving average. So that is the story there. Look at our bond yields. Bond yields is up slightly today, up 0.16 cents to 4 25 4/10. The 20-year bond is up slightly, up 1% today. Look at the VIX. Volatility index continues to fall. We had a price of 1290. This kind of hit that target, hit our high target as well. So on Monday, look at the S&P 500. Pretty flat for the day. The equal weight on the S&P is falling below the 50-day moving average, down 0.35%. And the NASDAQ, pretty close to flat. And then you look at the equal weights. They're pretty close to flat as well. That actually looks good for the day. Small caps they did a kind of gap down, and they're fighting to stay even where they were yesterday, down 0.18%. And the Dow Jones, which fell a lot yesterday, is bouncing back off of the 200. Look, not the 200, it's hard to tell what color that is. Let's just say it's a 10, 20, and 50-day moving average. So there we have it. Let's go to our news of the day. Whirlpool shares indicated higher after Reuters reported German engineering group Robert Bosch is weighing a bid for U.S. appliance manufacturer Whirlpool, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. Bosch has been talking to potential advisors about the possibility of making an offer for Whirlpool. And we got a gap up, and it's kind of in the middle of the range, up 14% today. Not sure if this one will come up. It will. Volkswagen is down today. Plans to make a $5 billion investment into Rivian, which is really powering higher, as they plan a joint venture for next-gen electric vehicles. Unplanned cash flow up to 2 billion euros in the current fiscal year. You can see Rivian gapping up. It was up 41% last night. It gapped up here quite a bit, and now it's pulling back. It's down to the 200-day moving average. So that is the story there. Vista Outdoors, MNC Capital raises an all-cash offer to acquire Vista Outdoors to $42 a share, or approximately $3.2 billion. That did not come up. Let me pull that up. The revised proposal represents a premium of 55% to the VWAP, volume weighted average price, from when Vista's transaction with the Czechoslovakian group was announced on October 16, 2023. So you can see Vista Outdoor breaking into the pivot area on that news. So that is the story there. Ferrari plans to offer an extended warranty service for its next generation of hybrid and electric supercars to soothe customer concerns over aging battery pack. So they are down about 2% today. Southwest Airlines provided Q2 update, saying it expects an all-time quarterly record for operating revenue in Q2 2024. Forecast RASM year over year down 4% to 4.5%, down from the prior guidance of 1.5 to 3.5. Initially sold off, gap down, and it is fighting back. It's up 0.32%. Home Depot upgraded to buy at D.A. Davidson and raised target to $395 from $352, and it is up almost 1% today. We looked at FedEx earlier. FedEx shares rose on the results of a buyback. It said expects buyback of 2.5 billion of shares for fiscal 2025 and 1 billion in stocks in Q1. Q4 adjusted EPS $5.41 versus $5.35. Huge move there. This is an energy. Albemarle said it plans to hold more lithium auctions to boost price transparency. Albemarle will provide auction data to fast markets and pricing agencies to formulate into publicly available prices. Their stock is up 5.85%. It's hard to see because it has declined so much, and we got a little red arrow near it. But that is the story. Transocean announced a 365-day contract extension for the Deepwater Asgard with an independent operator in the U.S. Gulf of Mexico. Their stock is up a little over 1%. The program is expected to commence direct continuation of the rig's current program, estimated to contribute approximately $188 million in backlog. TXO Partners announced that it has entered into a separate purchase agreement with Eagle Mountain Energy Partners and a private company to purchase assets in the Elm Coulee field in Montana and the Russian Creek field in North Dakota for a total cash consideration of $243 million and 2.5 million common units of TXO. Initially sold off, bounced off its 50-day moving average in the middle of the range, down 5% today. Worthington Industries Q4 adjusted EPS 74 cents versus estimate 95 cents, and it is falling on that, down 4.39%. And U.S. Steel upgraded to outperform from market perform at BMO Capital. That's my news article here. And take a look at X. This is where we are with X. U.S. Steel bouncing a little bit. It is up 1.48 onto healthcare. Alakos announces positive results from its ongoing phase 1 trial of AK006 in healthy volunteers, with AK006 demonstrating high receptor occupancy on mast cells and a favorable safety profile. So their stock is actually down 10% on that news. Interesting. Beam Therapeutics announces the first patient dosed in the phase 1/2 study of Beam 302 and alpha antitrypsin deficiency, AAD. Their stock is up 0.66%. Sanofi is seeking buyers for its consumer health arm as it simultaneously plans potentially to list the unit, Bloomberg reported. It had a big jump yesterday, is pulling back today. Maybe some people were privy to the news, down 2.73% today. Savara announced positive results from the pivotal phase 3 Impala 2 clinical trial. 48-week randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial assessing the efficacy and safety in mulgrammotism, 300 mcg administered once daily by inhalation with matching placebo in adult patients with APAP. So it really jumped today and then it has sold off. Interesting. Taysha Gene Therapies announced that it is commencing an underwritten public offering of up to 75 million of shares of its common stock, and they are diving on this news, down almost 24%. And finally, in technology, media, and telecom, Progress Software, Q2 adjusted EPS $1.09 versus estimate 95 cents. So they are progressing, and so is the stock price, up nearly 10% on earnings increase of 3%. So that is our news for the day. Let's go and see what is moving on the market. So it's like there's 16 items here. Alarm Technology continues to get action. Actually sold off quite a bit here. Tried to jump here, pulled back again, and now it is bouncing above its 50-day moving average, up 19% for the day, up 5.32%. So it looks like some pretty wild and woolly action. I would wait for it to tighten up, that's for sure. We looked at Albemarle, CNF Financial. Got a big bounce today, up 6.38%. Core Card, Technology Solutions, processing service for financial technology, moving up almost 8%, breaking out of the pivot zone. Just down a little bit. Exact Sciences up 6.77%. We looked at FedEx earlier. Friedman Industries. Looks like they're trying to work on finishing off a bottoming base. They've declined quite a bit, up close to 7%. GitLab, this was our ETF of the day yesterday. Software continues to move up. Our stock of the day yesterday was Samsara. Got a huge move today up to 31. We put on the we put on call options at 29, and then we added one in another account at 31 today. So that is Samsara. Getting back to GitLab, they had a huge move. I was kind of tossing a coin. I liked both of their chart patterns at the bottom. Looked like they were working on a bottoming base here. And this is definitely rising out of above its 10, declining 10 and 20-day moving average. Looks pretty good. As I think the software sell-off is overdone. Progress Software making a big move as well. Looks like they're working on a bottoming base of 9%. Rambus in the semiconductor area. And maybe they're working on a bottoming base of their own. There's a lot of bottoming bases people have gone fishing into today. Rapid7, I believe this is in cyber. This actually data analytics solutions. Yeah, to develop cybersecurity. Looks like they're working on a bottoming base. Star Surgical. Has declined quite a bit to the bottom of this box area, and now it looks like it's clearing this area, getting above its 50-day moving average. And we haven't looked at this one in a long time. British or Brazilian company, Technoglass. Got a nice gap up, huge move, 922% increase in volume, up 21% on the day. Cleared its 20-day moving average. Now let's go to what's up over 10%. We looked at Vista, we looked at FedEx, we looked at Technoglass, we looked at GitLab, and we looked at Whirlpool. So we had covered all those. So that is the story. We're going to take a look at another group where we have been active in. Another family account. This is the trade desk. We've been trading in this all along here. It is just kind of following the 10-day moving average as it broke into the pivot. This is what Darvis box looked like. See that huge gap up on earnings. And this is a box. 94.10 is a buy point. And you could add possibly over here as it bounces off of the 20-day. Did it twice, right over here, and then right over here. And we added today around $98. So that is the story with that one. We bought a little Tesla today, 200 shares. And then we put on short at 210. So if it doesn't get to 210, we'll pocket that money that was in 2 shares. Elf Beauty, we put on a short, July short at 227.50 today on our 500 shares. So that is a look at Elf Beauty. Apple. Apple is bouncing off of the 10-day moving average, pulled back to the 10-day, but rode right around here, did nothing wrong, and now it's bouncing. So if you wanted to add a little bit, today would be a nice day to add. We had, I believe, put on a short at 230 for July. So we'll see if that holds. Netflix continue to hold. Netflix in this other family account. And Meta doing just fine. And we actually added MetU. This is a double 2 times on Meta. So like it definitely has cleared this consolidation area. Where you could draw something like that. So that is Meta. NVIDIA. It's pulling back a little bit. This is, I believe, the double bullish one on NVIDIA. Prices are pretty close to one another. So that is the story there. Toast. Connected the bottoming base over here, has made a pretty nice move. It's in the pivot area. We'll just continue to watch that one. Just check that other account, make sure I cover everything for you guys. Nurex. I'm not sure which. I'm going to stop the share so it can go back here. Had 2 chart programs open. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right one with you guys. This is Nurex. We bought right over here. Continues up, pulling back a little bit. It is in the profit zone right now. This is Greenwich Life Sciences. Had made a big move. Seems like the CEO continues to buy shares, and that seems to be what's moving the stock of people kind of following his lead. Went up here to, I believe it was 1879, 1875. It's pulled back a little bit, really starting to resemble a cup with a handle formation. So it looks like 1879 would be the buy point of surge. So we'll just continue watching that one as well. Looked like a big move down in biotech today. Gapping down, kind of filling the area here. Wells Fargo seemed to be moving up. Now it's pulling back. Let's take a look at some of the sub S&P 500. It's moving down. Communications, pretty flat. Technology, pulling back a little bit. Software still looks good. Our ETF of the day is the transports. That would be good for the market if they can start doing well. Energy, pulling back a little bit. Oil prices are actually pretty flat, slightly up. Utilities is down. Real estate is down. Semiconductors are pretty flat from yesterday. Infrastructure is down. Airlines, pretty flat. Leisure activities, pretty flat. Royal Caribbean kind of broke out of a pattern yesterday. Caribbean, the Carnival of the Caribbean looked like it kind of broke out of a long consolidation as well. But that big move yesterday is continuing up today. Viking, pull back some. We did buy Viking over here. We'll see if we want to keep holding this. The ditch bow, didn't like how this looks, and lower. Although it did bounce back a little bit to get above its 20-day moving average. So that is our story. That's what we currently look at. And hope everybody has a great day. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. If you have any questions or comments about your financial plan, feel free to reach out. In the meantime, continue to go out there, work on your goals, and backing up with solid activities to meet them. In the meantime, have a great Wednesday and continue fighting to meet and beat your expectations.